I recently passed my PMP exam in the first try, and I'm going to share with you all the resources, my study plan, and the mindset that I used to make it happen. So I know that many people take 2 weeks to prepare for the test and they passed, which is great. But for me, it wasn't a good option as I had a full time job. I am a mom with a lot of responsibilities, and I really wanted to find a way to achieve my personal and professional goals in a short time without sacrificing the quality time provided to my family. So, this is how I came with this 8 week plan, and I base it in two sets. The number one goes from week 1 to 4, and I focus on theory and application. But without going further, I encourage you to go to the PMI website and make sure that you fulfill all the requirements to take the test, because I don't want you to go through all of this to not be able to take the exam at the end of the day. So, back to our business. The next thing that you need to think about is a time frame for your studies. I personally chose 8 weeks, but you can do 15 weeks or 20 weeks. It doesn't matter at all. The most important here is that you tailor all of this to your needs and play with the time availability that you assign every day to your plan. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in this example. This is likely how it will look like. I completely skip weekends, as you can see, and I specify the time that I spare for my studies every day. Our next step is going to Udemy and sign up for the PMP preparation course from Andrew Rondayo. It contains all the theory that we need to know to prepare for the test. And as you can see, I fill all my weeks with this course. I also create a spreadsheet for terms and concepts and question tracker that it was for run questions that I got in my mock test. So on Thursdays, I try to spend a little bit more time in formulas. My key here was not memorizing the formulas. So I try to understand what they mean and how they are applied in real life. And Fridays, I use to review my terms and concepts. So everything that I got from the course that were probably a little bit confusing for me, I just threw it in this side of the spreadsheet. Going through the course, I stopped a little bit longer in domains because I wanted to analyze everything in there as I knew that the test was exactly mostly from this part. So I referred to the ECO, went through people, I read everything, and besides Randall good explanation, I also referred to the PM book and focused in hot topics such as conflict management, conflict resolution, team management, and many others that you are gonna see it in the test and so many questions for sure. I also went through some articles that I found online as well as the PMI website. And when talking about process, I did something similar, but I went to YouTube and I watched the Ricardo Vargas video that he has related to process relationship and also the process memorization from Ray Nilopat. These two I believe that are a great combination as you can understand how processes are interrelated, but also the logical sequence of this process group to apply it in the test. I also went to the Ricardo Vargas website and download the same process relationship which he has like a kind of game and I start playing until I feel confident. And with Ray Nilopal table, I confirm my knowledge and the logical sequence of the processes. For business, it was the same, but I completely focused in the Udemy course, and I probably read a few things in the PM book, although it wasn't very significant. So this is basically our first set in our study plan. So I know that sometimes we're gonna need more time. I required a little bit more, so that's why I took one more week from the second set, and it's totally fine. At this time, you're just gonna have 3 weeks to practice, which is not bad. But then you need to remember that you are a little bit tight and you need to try to not skip any day if you really want to achieve this goal in a good standing position, which is the first try. So let's gonna keep moving to the second set, which is week 5 to 8. And in this one, we're gonna focus in time management and practice. In the PMP test, we have 180 questions, which we need to answer in 230 minutes. So we're gonna have about 1 minute and 20 seconds per question. Nevertheless, our studies for this second set is going to have the following strategy. Basically, we want to divide 75 minutes per set of 60 questions, and that's our goal, meaning that we'll have one question per minute. So 60 questions, that is one set. We need to complete it in 60 minutes. And that is going to give us 15 minutes to review. And that's what we want for the test. Having explained that strategy, we are coming back to our study plan and we're going to see how this is going to work. So let's say we have our Monday to Friday. And Monday, let's complete a set of 60 questions, get all the wrong answers, and add it in our question tracker. The one that I just mentioned previously in the first set. So we're going to use it now. In the question, let's gonna write down what is being asked. And the answer, let's gonna put what we selected that probably was wrong and what was the right answer. In the description, let's add the explanation that the instructor provides. In this case, Ray, Randall, David, the PMI, whoever the mock test provider you're using. When we complete the spreadsheet, it's time to go one by one in your questions, analyzing why you got it wrong and what you should do to get it right, and thinking a lot of things in the way of application. What should I do first? Or how should I apply this? Why I didn't understand, all these kind of things. I really want you to go deeper into this because if you get it right, you're going to be more confident and apply all these things that you already got in your next set. And you're going to repeat the same process in the second set, and you're going to the next one that is the third, doing the same thing. And that's basically your job for that second set. I also spare one day of the week to review my notes and terms and concepts from previous weeks. As you know, we can't stop refreshing our knowledge. Otherwise, even though we are practicing, there are things that we are going to forget little by little. And the last thing to close your week is to take a seat of 180 questions. If you don't have 4 hours for that full seat, so then take at least two sets of 60 questions, always giving 10 minutes break. Keep the same pace until you reach about 2 days prior your test. Because the day before, I really want you to take it off, forget about everything. However, I personally reviewed the mindset section from Andrew and went through my formulas for about 1 minute because I just wanted to refresh how I apply it in real life. Now, I want to talk to you about mindset because I believe that this was the game changer to pass this test. And I'm not going to go through a lot of details because otherwise it will be a very long video. But I create a document with all of this that I'm just explaining to you and a big list of things that I consider to be part of the mindset, but you can download it from the description box down below. Let's start with forget about PM experience. So that part is not going to help you to pass this test. So just concentrate and what you can learn from the course and the process of your studies. That's it. Another important thing is the PM should always look for the root cause of problems or conflicts. If there are two people fighting, why they are fighting, who start first, and why. So, in theory, you always need to find a way to understand why, how, when, all these kind of things. Also, the PM never implement changes without being approved by a control board. Similar in Agile, the product owner is the one who prioritizes the backlog, not the client, not the team, not the PM. And the PM is a servant leader that is gonna always help and support their team through cleaning obstacles and providing all the tools that they need to do their work in the best of their abilities. I try to make a habit to read the main question first before reading the whole prompt, so I knew what to search for and that specific scenario. And when answering, I thought about what scenario and process group I was at that moment. It was an agile, hybrid, waterfall, or probably I was initiating or executing, monitoring and controlling, So then I knew what kind of answer I could target. These are just a few things from Mindset, but don't forget that there is a document that you can download it from the description box. There is a lot in there, and you might probably get benefit from that information. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video and help you in your PMP journey, let me know in the comments. I'll be really excited to read about your experience.